So I needed to get more footage for a capture card review recently and had fired up Halo Reach with some team snipers. I'd been playing with BBK Dragoon on some unrelated stuff and just wanted to mess around in matchmaking. Check out my old stomping grounds. Halo Reach was a game that I dedicated a lot of my YouTube career to covering both the story mode, the competitive scene. I competed in some form or fashion in the game for a long time. It was a game I was quite proud of how I could perform in at one point in time nearly 10 years ago. Not that that holds up over time. And just wanted to see how Team Snipers went because I was quite adequate with sniping at one point in time. Especially on Uncaged. This was a match that I spent, 2010? So a good year to year and a half of high school and a couple years of college just grinding out and trying to be the best I could be at back when I still cared about doing well at Halo and video games, and discovered quite the interesting matchup here. You can see here the lobby itself is only a 3v4, and we have quote-unquote retired Ogre 2 on my team, but pretty much the only people left playing this game are people who do nothing but play this game, and I have some weird opinions about how sad your life must be if you're going to stick with a 10-year-old game and cheat at it. But that is essentially what we encountered here, and logging in and starting up, it doesn't seem anything too crazy. I wouldn't expect, netcode this far on, the matchmaking servers for this game. It's just a couple hobbled together servers barely holding on at this point. And overall, the netcode wasn't great in the first place. So I didn't expect anything too crazy, although that opening, two-piece was quite interesting. But things really start to unravel in kind of a weird way as I try to get some kills for some footage for a capture card review here. Things I did not expect to encounter. I've encountered hackers in all sorts of games. In fact, I have a video coming on some Modern Warfare 2 footage of some super hardcore hackers. But I just expected Halo. I've encountered lag switchers and aimbot once or twice in Halo, but never, it never ended up like Call of Duty. And when you combine the fact that at this point I'm just rusty as hell, I'm never quick to call anyone a cheater. But the gameplay here starts to look really weird, aside from my inability to aim a gun on some thumbsticks now that I play pretty much exclusively mouse and keyboard, and that was weird. I got the melee but did not get the kill. Anyway, so I'm just trying to, get a feel for this map. It was a map that I played a ton back in the day and then did not play much at all. Nice headshot there. Oh, where did he... Hello? What is, excuse me? Now, there's enough lagging and jumping around there that I would, to a degree, kind of blame this on a lag switch of some sort. I would blame this, or just on lagging, like that looks like net performance. And initially, I wasn't going to assume that they were hacking or anything, but this keeps happening, and happening, by multiple of their players. And one of their teammates disconnected, so I would imagine, if they are like hacking or modding, they might want to get a little bit of a leg up on a 3v4 situation, LOL 3v4 Industries. But I'm gonna go ahead and call BS here. Just watching some of the footage, specifically, actually from all of them, but especially from the Sanctuary 1 versus 1 guy. You can see the same thing happening here. Baits me and immediately gets behind me. And you can see here, they're walking backwards. They're trying to bait for these weird, behind the back melees, as if they knew that's what they were going for, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless you already know what you're baiting. I totally missed the people fighting over on the far right there. That was weird. I'm going to say that for this match, we're going up against hackers, and they're actually holding their own for the most part here, especially since I can't land a shot to save my life at this point. I haven't touched this game in years, and playing it at the 20 FPS frame rate, it's actually 30, but it feels really bad sometimes. On Xbox backwards compatibility isn't amazing, especially coming off the Master Chief flight where it was running at 60. But I'm fairly confident in saying that this match, we were facing against snipers. Or, not snipers, against hackers. And a freaking Team Snipers match in a lobby of a game that is nearly 10 years old. What a sad state of affairs you have to be in to care that much about winning or have that much fun stomping on a 75-player playlist of a game to still do that and make it not fun for everybody else. I don't really understand it. I never have. I've had fun with aimbots before. I will admit it. I had one on Halo Combat Evolved at one point before the final update. It kind of ruined most of them. I had an aimbot, and it was fun for like 2 matches, because I got to hold shift, and immediately I'd start tracking the closest enemy to my reticle, even through like mountains and things like that, and that was pretty fun until I realized I wasn't even really playing the game, and what was the point at that point? But despite my rustiness, and this nonsense, baiting people off the ledge and then just kind of teleporting back where he wants to go, I don't know how you would control something like this if it was a hack, to be fair. But the behavior, the way that they're acting along with it, it's not like they're just randomly moving about. Like, this feels like kind of decisive movement. I'm going to say they were hacking. Now, I'm not doing amazing. I'm not doing great, but we are beating them. And that was oh so satisfying to watch here, especially as we get closer to the end. It's just so weird. I don't know. Like I said, this isn't something I normally encounter in Halo. In Call of Duty, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. I probably would have just left and moved along, but you do get punished, even in this old of a game, for leaving a match in Halo, and I wanted to get some actual footage. I want to be able to play older games that I enjoyed, and that's becoming more and more difficult these days. Look at this guy. He just appeared next to me. I'm pretty sure he probably took the grab lift, but he landed that shot. Yeah, he took the grab lift, but clearly didn't know I was there for a second. That was amusing. But like, it's becoming harder and harder to actually enjoy the older games that I used to play, which really sucks because up until 5, maybe 6 years ago, it was super easy to go back to any game you wanted. Whether it was came out in the 90s, early 2000s, 2010, you could go back to every game. Servers were still up. Game was generally playable. You know, certain games were still hacked or whatever, but you could find games in pretty much anything. And then certain trends, namely Battle Royale, and then the trend of every developer basically shutting off servers to their older games in rapid succession. Between the hobbled servers, the wrecked netcode that was even worse than it was when it launched, and the hackers, combined with the player bases being sapped away to go play free-to-play BR games, it is right off the edge. It is becoming more and more difficult to enjoy these games. And so when I encounter a situation like this, where we're clearly playing against some sort of cheating or hacking scenario, I can only just be sad and disappointed. Like, I don't even care about winning. I didn't even do well enough to count this as like a win for myself. I'm not even getting kills at the end here, and you can see they're quitting out. They're quitting out because they were unable to win this scenario with their cheats. There's no way their netcode, if it was just lagging, held up for literally the entire match until right at the end when there was no way they could win. It's not how it works. One of them quit, the other two will quit very quickly. It just makes me sad because I want to enjoy games I want to have fun with them. And just time itself or people make that very difficult. Just wanted to share this with you. We whooped them an astonishing 50-26 given the seemingly obvious cheating that was going on, although one of them was carrying way harder than the rest. I clearly was doing no such carrying for my team. Just wanted to share this experience with you, get some thoughts out there. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.